do coming over you. Keep on smiling what we go through. One stop to the rhythm that divides you. And I speak to you like the chorus to the verse. Chop another line like a coda with the curse. Coming like a freak show takes the stage. We give them the games to play. So say I want something else to get me through this semi-tone kind of life. Baby, baby, I want something else. I'm not listening when you say goodbye. The sky was gold, it was rose. I was taking sips of it to my nose, and I wish I could get back there someplace. Back there, smiling in the pictures you would take. To a crystal method, lift you up until you break. It won't stop, I won't come down and keep stop with the tick-tock rhythm. I bumped for the drop and then I bumped up. I took the hit that I was given, then I bumped again. Then I bumped again and said, how do I get back there to the place where I fell asleep inside you? How do I get myself back to the place where you said I want something else to get me through this semi-tone kind of life. Baby, baby, I want something else. I'm not listening when you say goodbye. I believe in the sand beneath my toes. The beach gives a feeling and a deep feeling. I believe in the faith that grows, and the four-eyed chords can make me cry. When I'm with you, I feel like I could die, and that would be alright, alright. And I want something else to get me through this life. Baby, I want something else. Not listening when you say goodbye. Let's go! All that I remember is that you had me at hello. I knew right when I met her
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2012 Senior EFL Presentation Night. A night for the players, a night to celebrate their achievements in the field in season 2012. Plenty of awards from individual to team to go through tonight, so hold on to your hats. Plenty of awards and plenty of players to recognise. But to MC our evening this evening is a very special guest from courtesy of funnyguys.com.au, one of Melbourne's leading comedians. He writes acts for the Footy Show, and you might have also seen him on Stand Up Australia on the Comedy Channel on Foxtel. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome your MC for this evening, Tom Seekert.
Thanks, Ben. Good evening all. How are we? Good. Welcome down here to the Eastern Football League Presentation Night. First of all, please give yourselves a round of applause for being invited tonight. The cream of the crop. Give yourselves a round of applause. My name is Tom Seekert. I'm going to work as a bit of an MC tonight. I'm really looking forward to tonight. The reason I was asked to MC the night is because I do work as a stand-up comedian, but also I love my footy, and not just the AFL. I love my suburban footy. So hopefully I'm very excited about seeing so many great players in the room getting awards tonight. A lot of people ask me when I do. When they find out I'm a stand-up comedy, one of the main questions I get is, what's the worst heckle you've ever heard? We all know what a heckle is. Yep, it's when people yell something out. And I'm proud to say, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell this story right now and to kick things off, that the world's greatest heckle occurred right here in Australia, and it was world famous. It went around in a email. So if you did read the email and you've heard it before, please don't yell it out. It occurred about 7-8 years ago when the Make Poverty History concert was held at the Sydney Myer Music Bowl, and Pearl Jam and U2 were in town. And there were about 30,000 people at the Sydney Myer Music Bowl, and Bono from U2 has walked up on stage. 20,000 people, 30,000 people going absolutely nuts, and Bono's done this. 20,000 people silent. Could have heard a pin drop. And then he started doing this. And he said, "Every time I click my finger, a child in Africa dies." And without missing a beat, a piss guy up the back stood up and said, "Well, stop clicking your finger, dickhead." The world's greatest heckle, ladies and gentlemen, right here in Australia. All right, I'll probably should have asked if I can swear tonight. Well, I'll take that as a yes. So I'll tell you a bit more about myself. I recently got married. Love my wife very much. The other night I was sitting at home having dinner with my wife, and she looked at me and she said, "Tom?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Did you know that on average women's breasts today are much larger than they were just 10 years ago?" And I said, "Oh yeah, why is that?" And she said, and you may have heard this, she said, "Because of the hormones in the chicken." And I said, "How does that work?" And she said, "We feed chickens hormones to make their breasts bigger, more succulent. Women then eat those chicken breasts, which make their breasts bigger. So ultimately in time, we develop what we eat." And I started laughing. I said, "You don't honestly believe that, do you?" And she said, "Well, as a matter of fact, I do. Now hurry up and eat your horse cock soup." See, a couple of ladies here might hit me up for the recipe after the show. Now, I'm living in, grew up in Albury Wodonga, guys, played a bit of footy in the Ovens of Murray, and now living in Footasclay, and we've got hard waste collection in. You know what hard waste collection is? You know, if there's something you don't want, you just leave it out the front of your house on the side of the road, and a week or so later the council comes and takes it away. But in the meantime, your whole suburb becomes this giant trash and treasure, where if you see something you like out the front of someone else's house, you can just take it for nothing. I love hard waste collection. I just walk around the streets looking for free shit. The other day I was walking along looking for stuff, and all of a sudden, out the corner of my eye, across the road, something I'd always wanted, in perfect condition, was a 2005 Honda Civic. Who would throw that out? I mean, it wasn't in perfect condition, didn't have the keys, so I had to kick the window in and hotwire it. Still not bad for nothing. How's this for a bonus? Didn't realise I got home, in the back seat, a couple of kids. My wife and I, lads. Actually, not these ones so much. where's Mummy? Where's Daddy? Starting to work out why they chucked him out. All right, not for everyone, not for everyone. Hey, how's this for a coincidence? My first car and my first sexual partner were both old Escort.
Sunday, would you know my name if I wasn't wearing my name tag?
You'd have no idea who I was, would you, if I didn't have my name tag on? No way.
Your love is like bad medicine, crusty round the top and past its use by date. Blah, 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 blah. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. What's the matter with the song I'm singing? Can't you tell that it's out of time? Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, we got halfway to go.
That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Better halfway through the song too, yeah.
I got my first real 6-string. I bought it at the 5 and dime. I played it till my fingers bled. I said,
My fingers are bleeding. Oh my God, what do they do with the 5 and dime? Sharpen the strings or something? That's ridiculous, fingers bleeding. What the...
hit my head on a speaker, whacked a girl in the face when I did a twirl, cracked my shins on a table. I'm getting tired of dancing in the dark. What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me?
Oh, how very polite. You didn't get up and walk out. Thank you very much.
What do I see when you turn out the light? I can't tell you cause you've turned out the light. Ooh, I get by with a little help from my friends. Ooh, I get high with a little pot from my friends. Ooh, I got hundreds of Facebook friends, but they're not really friends, just acquaintances and people I haven't seen since school.
Thank you very much. Now, it is an absolute pleasure to be here for the EFL. I know when I first got the call, I went, wow, really? You'd like me to come and do a spot at a function for the AFL? Fantastic. No, I can't wait to come and do it. They said, no, wait. The EFL. The EFL is so much bigger than the AFL because there's 45 clubs for a start. That makes for a very long home and away season. Yeah, right. Different divisions. Okay, but there's, you know, and you field multiple teams for every club. There's at least like 22 blokes playing for each team. That is thousands and thousands of footy players coming out every week. It's very impressive. It's like an army. You know, if there was like an issue somewhere overseas, don't worry about sending the Army Reserve. Call up the Eastern Football League. Get them over there. I'm sure some of you blokes would be great over there, keeping the peace and kicking the footy at the same time. Fantastic. But, you know, there's been a bit of an issue with asylum seekers recently being shipped off to other places, namely Nauru and Manus Island. And even some asylum seekers are choosing to, to fly or to sail, rather, go in boats back to where they came from to actually, rather than go to this offshore processing, right? So there's these people who have, their lives have been so hellish and disrupted and they haven't been able to make a life for themselves in their country, so they sell everything they've got, get on the leaky boat and come to Australia. But then apparently spending a bit of time on a Pacific island is so horrific that they just get on and go back home again. So what's happening, maybe like the Nauruan catering is just no good. It's actually, the rumours are true. The Nauruan catering, no good. Because I guess Nauru, really, you would all know that Nauru's big claim to fame was that it was exporting guano, which is basically fossilised bird shit to the rest of the world. That was their thing. So I guess they get the choice of kind of, going back to Sri Lanka or wherever they're going to, or they can go and sit on a rock made of bird shit out in the Pacific somewhere and eat the catering there. So we'll see how that goes. So I get asked to write quite a few songs in the course of my time, and certainly wrote many songs with the scared, weird little guys, and this is one song that we were asked to write by the Australian Tourist Commission. Now, the Australian Tourist Commission, they're a fantastic group, and they like to promote Australia. So they wanted us to come up with a song to help people from overseas get to Australia and enjoy themselves over here. So we wrote a song about the wonderful wildlife and the fabulous fauna that makes Australia unique. Redback, funnel-web, blue-ringed octopus, taipan, tiger snake, adderbox, jellyfish, stonefish, and the poison thing that lives in a shell. You pick it up. Come to Australia, you might accidentally get killed. Your life's constantly under threat. Have you been bitten yet? You've only got 3 minutes left before a massive coronary breakdown. Redback, funnel-web, blue-ringed octopus, taipan, tiger snake, adderbox, jellyfish, big shark, just waiting for you to go swimming at Bondi Beach. Come to Australia, you might accidentally get killed. Your blood is bound to be spilled. With fear your pants will be filled, because you might accidentally get killed. Thank you very much. Of course, being the patriot that I am, I like to travel around the world and spread the great word of Australia. And I was in New Zealand a little while ago, and I had a beautiful time in New Zealand. It's such a beautiful country, except for the people. I'm sure there's some Kiwis playing for the EFL. Would that be right? Anyone in tonight from New Zealand? I'll slow things down a bit. No worries. So, but when I was there, I was in the North Island on the west coast, and I really wanted to try and have a very New Zealand experience. So I walked up this beach for a long time, and I actually found this man sitting there. He was a New Zealand man. I spoke to him for a long time about his country and the people and the culture, and he taught me a song, a traditional New Zealand song, and I think it really speaks to the culture and the whole temper of the place there. So I'd like to perform it for you now. Here we go. Oh, give me 50 six butts of fish and chips. I haven't said that since 1966. It's a bit rich if you kiss me on the lips. I'll hit you with my fist if you give me the shits. Thank you. Thank you to all the Kiwis in the audience. Thanks very much. So the American elections are coming up later in the year, and it looks like Mitt Romney's probably shot himself in the foot now with all of his media gaffes and that kind of thing. But I was wondering, would his kids be called Mittens? They're, Mitt Romney. I suppose they're actually probably called son of a fuckwit, probably that's what they're actually called. But Mitt Romney, apparently if he fails in his bid for the White House, he's going to come to Australia and join in Australian politics. His press secretary will be Alan Jones, so that's a good match, I think. But, boy, he's been in the news for all the wrong reasons, Alan Jones, and I believe he's actually going to be on the next series of Go Back to Where You Came From. Although I don't know quite how they're going to get the camera up his own arse to see where he's actually come from there. Yes, indeed. And speaking of television, of course, Channel 9 are almost completely flat broke. So that they're going to be renewing all of their different shows. Antiques Roadshow is going to become $2 Shop Roadshow. Yep. There's going to be a new version of The Housemates, Budget Brother. And of course... Bryn Edelson's new show's been on. Anyone see Bryn Edelson's new show? Yeah, it's great. It's the first time I've wanted to run a virus check on my television, just to make sure it's not completely infected. But she is very upfront, isn't she, about everything. Extremely upfront, isn't she, Bryn? Yes, good. Okay. But there's a lot of songs written all around the world about different towns and songs like about Paris and New York, but there's not that many songs written about great Australian towns. And I think the time's come to set that balance right. So I've written a few songs about some great Australian towns. I'm going to do them for you right now. Here we go. When my baby smiles at me, I go to Montrose. On the mountain highway, it's very hilly, up in Montrose. Anyone here from Montrose? I left my heart in Upper Ferntree Gully. Hey, the stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Ringwood. Not popular Ringwood, okay. Sweet home Churnside Park. Hey, yeah. be a stadium there until they knocked it down, except for one little bit that just kind of stands there on its own. Kind of bizarre. I wish they all could be Lilydale girls. It's up to you, Scoresby, Scoresby. Scoresby, Scoresby. Yeah, that's the word I thought used to come before the list of goal kickers, like scores by. Yeah, good, excellent. All right, any Lilydale girls here tonight? That's not a description, it's just where you're from. No condemnation. Lilydale girls? No, no one at all? Good, excellent. Is anyone here from Melbourne? Because we're here in Melbourne over the Eastern Football League. Got a song all about Melbourne. From the palm trees of St Kilda to the restaurants of Fitzroy, from the hills of Lower Templestowe to the flatlands of Glenroy, from the breweries of Abbotsford to Doncaster's shopping town, from the Wobbies world of Forest Hill to the nightlife of Carrum Downs. That's Melbourne, that's our Melbourne. From the lavish wealth of Keilor to the poverty of Keilor Downs, from the arid deserts of Keilor North to the rainforests of Keilor Park. That's Melbourne, that's our Melbourne. Sydney's got that harbour, and Adelaide's got those churches. Brisbane's fairly hot a lot of the time, and Perth's very far away. Hey, hey, hey. From the palm trees of St Kilda to the palm trees of Fitzroy, from the palm trees of Lower Templestowe to the palm trees of Glenroy. Well, that's Melbourne. Well, that's our Melbourne. Oh, Melbourne. So, has anyone here got tickets to the Cliff Richard concert just been announced? Cliff Richard's coming back? I didn't think he was actually still alive, Cliff Richard. I thought he'd actually gone. I thought that was the big news, that he died a few years ago. But no, apparently he's still alive. He's going to be coming out doing a few songs like It's So Funny How We Don't Chew Anymore, or I Got Myself a Walking, Talking, Sleeping, Walking. Oh, no, I'm actually a bit worn out now from all the walking and talking. So we need a bit of a lie down. Yeah, or we're all going on a trip to Barwon Heads. You know, that's kind of where he's going to be going with the old folks. Good, glad you know all the Cliff Richard songs. Anyone have tickets to the George Michael concerts that were just cancelled? The big Symphonica tour. And that was going to be amazing. Him on stage, symphony orchestra, packed Rod Laver Arena. After the show, he was going to be signing autographs in the public toilet. It's going to be fantastic. Excellent. Yes, beautiful. And J.K. Rowling, of course, has just released her new adult fiction book. And when I first heard that she was writing adult fiction, I immediately thought, you know, she's writing adult novels, basically. So it's going to be like, instead of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Harry Potter and the Full Officers Stoned. Or perhaps The Order of the Phallus. Or Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secretions. Could have been another one. Yeah. Anyway, but no, apparently it's called Casual Vacancy. Is that it? Yeah, Casual Vacancy. But it's a totally different plot to all the Harry Potter stuff. Totally different. It's about an adult wizard, and he goes to a university called Pigwarts, and has to share a room with Troy Voldemort there. So yeah, totally different whole line there. So none of you have read that book. Fantastic. That's so good to see. Excellent. So I'm going to go on with a bit more of a song now, and well, I've written a new song, brand new song for you. This new song. It's all about premature ejaculation. I think you're going to love it. Here we go. Sorry. Maybe we can try again in 15 minutes. It was completely unsatisfying, I imagine, for all of you. It got me off. Anyway, very good. But you know, the end of the footy season, it means that Christmas is just around the corner, and I'd like to leave you now with a Christmas song that I think you'll all enjoy. Take you all into the festive season. We sat round the table upon Christmas Day. My brother said, you should all know that I'm going to the kitchen 'cause the turkey's not plucked. By the way, Mum and Dad, I think you're both funny. No, really, I love you to bits. Grandpa yelled Merry Christmas and she flopped out her tickets to a concert put on by Lou Rawls. Grandpa stood up and said, look at my Christmas Day, Christmas Day. You never know what they are going to sing. We all went outside and were gazing at Venus. Someone looked up at the size of Dad's peanuts and cashews served up in a glass. What's that foul smell? It's just Grandma's arsenic that she keeps in a jar by the clock. She rubs some each night on the grandfather's corns, which are painful from shoes that don't fit. And he feels relief when he sits down to Christmas Day, Christmas Day. You never know what they are going to suggest. Then we all went for a swim in the pool. Dad said to Grandpa, you silly old fuckwit, you're fucked. You fucked off with me togs. Ah, shit, now I've sworn and I've fucked up the song, which was never meant to be this blunt. Oh, fuck this, get fucked. You're a big pack of Christmas Day, Christmas Day. You never know what they are going to say. Thank you very much. My name's John Fleming. It's been great to be here tonight, and I wish you all well. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Fleming. So who do we follow in the AFL? We got any Sydney Swan supporters? Any Hawthorn? Carlton? Collingwood? Who do we barrack for then? I'm a Collingwood supporter. Can I tell you a quick story about a game I went to? No, all right. Geez, they're honest. No, a couple of years, this is going back probably about 6 or 7 years, I went and saw Collingwood v Fremantle at the MCG. But there must have been a cock-up with the tickets, because instead of sitting with my friends, I was sitting right in the middle of the Fremantle cheer squad. And to make the situation even worse, I was sitting next to this guy who claimed to be Peter Bell's #1 supporter. You guys all remember Peter Bell? He used to be the captain of Fremantle. This guy had Peter Bell's jumper on. He had Peter Bell's number written on either cheek. He even had a big rubber bell on his head representing Peter Bell. And this dickhead even carried a bell. And every time Peter Bell got a possession, he'd ring it. You used to be able to hear him when you'd watch the Fremantle games on TV. Peter Bell gets a kick. Ding, 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 ding. Peter Bell gets a handball. Ding, 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 ding. Peter Bell kicks a goal. Ding, 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 ding. Just my luck, halfway through the last quarter, Collingwood down by about 100 points. Peter Bell must have had 50 possessions. Couple of minutes to go in the game. Ball's rolling towards the forward pocket. Peter Bell scoops up with one hand, snaps it over his left shoulder. Bouncing, bouncing, goal. This guy has gone mental. So I'm the only Collingwood supporter in the area. He starts waving the bell in my face. Ding, 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 ding. Then he starts tapping the bell on my forehead. Ding, 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 ding. I was just about to snap and I thought to myself, Tom, calm yourself down. Situation could be much worse. We could be playing West Coast and his favourite player could be Cox. Now for the straight guy. Seamless, seamless. All right, ladies and gentlemen, could I please welcome to the stage Connor Ryan from the Leader newspapers and the EFL CEO Rob Sharp. Put your hands together, everybody.
Should work. Yeah, thanks for that, Tom. Look, this is pretty much the best time of year for Rob Sharp here to, I guess, address the cohort and tell everyone how the year's been going. So, can you tell us, Rob, what were some of your highlights for season 2012?
Well, I think you've got to start with the footy, obviously. We started the season with a couple of games against the amateurs. I thought it was terrific that we could actually get all our best players out there. We had that first, one side out of Division 1 and 2, we had another side out of Division 3 and 4, and it was terrific to actually see how many guys actually really got involved in that game, how they came together and how they played it. I think it's probably something we actually like to do again. I don't know that we'll do it annually, but certainly that time of year seemed to fit well for us, and we're really pleased that we started with that. Again, on the footy side, I don't think any of us would remember a competition or a year that was actually more even than this one, and it was just sensational actually going to those finals, Connor, and apart from maybe the Basin, I think we're pretty much favourites to win Division 4 in those other three divisions. It was really tough to actually pick who was going to win, and we had some fantastic matches during the finals I think many of us will all remember for a long time.
And just on the finals, how were the numbers across the board in terms of attendances?
Yeah, the numbers were pretty good. Up until when we got to the grand final of Division 1, we'd actually had more people to our finals than we'd ever had before. The crowd on Divi 1 grand final, there was around about 8,500 people, which was just marginally below what we have liked to have had. But we did have a fantastic venue there. We were really pleased with what Knox Council have been able to do. We were stoked that we had those that seating around the ground. We had those terraced areas. We've now got a ground with two coaches' boxes that are second to none, and interestingly, both sides get the same sort of conditions from a coaching point of view. And we've obviously got light towers now there that are going to enable us to actually play some night footy and some feature games with the cooperation of Bayswater Footy Club. So, you know, we're pleased that you know, we've been able to develop that sort of infrastructure to make our game better.
Okay, and the league, I guess, scored a bit of a coup in getting Michael Vozzo on board as the head of umpiring for this season. Did we see, I guess there were a couple of incidents during the year where the league came down pretty hard on some guys in certain disciplinary areas. Do you think that those measures were effective?
Well, first of all, I think Michael did a pretty good job of the umpires, and we all know that it's a very difficult job to do. But I did think there was a fair bit of consistency about the way we actually umpired games. The head was sacrosanct. The guy going for the footy, we actually think got a pretty fair go. And my view of the games that I saw was that there was a good degree of consistency across the board. We came down pretty hard on players being slung to the ground. We came down pretty hard on players that were being pushed into fences. We did actually think it was really important this year that we just reinforced, I guess, that the rules are there to help protect players and make our game better. And I was really pleased with what Michael and the umpires were able to do in that regard. And I'm pretty confident that players in our competition now that feel that if they go and get the footy, they're a pretty good chance to actually be protected when they do so.
Okay, and another thing we saw was the move to the under-17s, under-19s format. How's that worked out so far?
Well, we end up with about another 15 teams out of it, and when you think that that's probably the age that you're most likely to give up the game, around the 17 to 19 bracket, we were really pleased that we were able to hold young guys in the game longer. There were some issues, I guess, in terms of reserves teams, and we didn't have anyone actually coming through out of 18 comps into 19s, although it was interesting, I think in the Division 1 final, I think there was half a dozen players. There was 3, I'm certain, from Baldwin, and 3, I think from, John, you could probably correct me, I think it was 3, wasn't it, that could have been playing under 19 footy. So if they're good enough, they're actually still out there and they were still playing. But those guys who weren't quite ready got another year before they had to actually enter that level.
Okay, and just on the competition structure, the board recently endorsed keeping things the same for next season. Can we expect to see some new clubs joining in the near future?
Well, there's no one knocking on the... Well, no, that's not entirely true.
No, it's not.
Every now and again we get a telephone call from a football club who's interested. The reality is we don't have a position for anyone at the moment. We don't have a club ready to come. We'd certainly like to get to a stage where we got rid of the bye in 4th Division. We obviously need one club to be able to do that. We think there's a capacity, I guess, for the competition to be 5 grades of 12. We think the 12 has some benefits in terms of evening out competitions, and I think those who witnessed what happened this year would probably support that.
Okay, now we'd probably wrap this up, but how would you rate the season as a whole?
Well, it was probably, we think, from the board's point of view, that it was certainly one of the more successful on the things we needed to tick off financially. We did some good things. We were really pleased that we picked up some new commercial partners in people like Yarra Valley Water, Trojan Tools. We were able to get Bendigo Bank on board. We were able to do things like put defibrillators into footy clubs, and that didn't have to cost clubs to do it. We did some things with organisations like Akira. We did a lot more around a concussion. We were trying to make sure that players actually felt safe and reasonable play, and our numbers are going to grow. So footy out in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne is still very healthy, Connor. There's good numbers coming through the gate to watch it. There's good numbers getting involved in playing it. And I think what I'm really pleased about is that I think our clubs are getting better, and it's really interesting to just watch and see how they're developing. They're bigger organisations than they've ever been. We do understand that it's tough to run them. You need a lot of people, but we think that the values that they're carrying and the ways that they're conducting themselves and they're expecting players to conduct themselves is making our footy what we want it to be.
All right, no worries. Ladies and gentlemen, EFL CEO Rob Sharp.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rob Sharp and Connor Ryan, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and now to present the 2012 Teams of the Year. But I think we're not going to have all the teams come up because we'll have no one left in the crowd. So we'll just wait till the end, and then and also hold your applause till the end if you could. Could I please... so there's going to be no one here to present? Sorry, I'm all over the shop here. Here we go. Division 4, Division 12. This could be a long night. Starting with the backs. Brock Ferguson, South Belgrave. Rhett Newell, Sylvan. Aidan Suckle, Nunawading. Halfbacks, Paul Giannopoulos, FTG Eagles. Todd Power, The Basin. Caleb Wrigley, Kilsyth. Centres, Clinton King, The Basin. Mark Shelders, Forest Hill. Trevor Mills, The Basin. Half-forward flanks, Paul Hager, FTG Eagles. Daniel Tui, Sylvan. Andy Coltrera, The Basin. Forwards, Michael Cardamone, Forest Hill. Lucas Appleby, South Belgrave. Ash Froud, Sylvan. Followers, Hamish Hoskin, Kilsyth. Darren Murphy, Eastern Lions. On your Daz. Max Kruger, pretty popular guy, Daz. Max Kruger, The Basin. And on the interchange bench, Dustin Apps, South Belgrave. Adam Baltra-White, Nunawading. Jamie Davenish, Eastern Lions. And Matt Smith, The Basin. And the coach of the Division team, Division 4 team, is Michael Glaspero, The Basin. And the captain from the FTG Eagles is Paul Giannopoulos. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Division 4 SEN Team of the Year. All right, now for the 2012 Division 3 SEN Team of the Year. Backs, Jess Bolton, Baronia. GW Hawks, Fia Tutu. Jess Moore, Baronia. Halfbacks, Max Melzer, North Ringwood. Tim Burmeister, Ringwood. Tom Norton, Warrandyte. Centres, Dwayne Kelly, North Ringwood. David Searle, Mitcham. Jared Whitnish, Mitcham. Half forwards, Kane Maghamez, Templestowe. Sorry, Kane. Trent Farmer, Ringwood. Lee Audemat, Heathmont. Forwards, James Katsiavos, Ringwood. Darren Sheen, Heathmont. Jack Whelan, North Ringwood. Followers, Danny Kennar, KW Hawks. Sam Zickman, the Zickman, GW Hawks. And Anthony Sharp of North Ringwood. And the interchange, Luke Allison, Baronia. Andrew Azapadi, GW Hawks. Luke Davis, Ringwood. And Alistair Quinn of Templestowe. And the coach is Brett Moyle of North Ringwood. And the captain of the Division 3 SEN Team of the Year from Warrandyte is Tom Norton. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the 2012 Division 3 SEN Team of the Year. All right, Division 2 SEN Team of the Year. Backs, Trent Giorgio, Murubak. Brendan Gardol, Montrose. Alex Calder, Upper Fern Tree Gully. Halfbacks, Tim Knowles, Mulgrave. Chris Jones, Donvale. Brett Johnson, Montrose. Centres, Chris Anakis, Doncaster. Lee Murphy, Doncaster East. Matt Polkinghorn, Muralbark. Half forwards, Alex Frawley from Rowville. Adam Cook from Montrose. Michael Smith from Muralbark. Forwards, Matt Petraka from Upper Fern Tree Gully. Kyra, I stuffed that one up before. Talaveski, Muralbark. And Matthew Stanley from Rowville. Followers, Andrew Haining from Montrose. Joel Galvin from Bayswater. Dean Stephen from Montrose. Interchange, David Burmeister, Bayswater. Nathan Hicks, Rowville. Andrew Pettigove, Donvale. And Billy Schilling from Montrose. And the coach of the Division 2 Team of the Year is Paul Minot from Rowville. And the captain from Bayswater is Joel Galvin from Bayswater. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2012 Division 2 SEN Team of the Year. And I reckon I'm sitting on about 30% pronouncing them right. 20? Thanks for your feedback, buddy. 2012 Division 1 SEN Team of the Year. Backs, Dean Millhouse, Vermont. Joel Perry, East Ringwood. Robbie Allen, Lilydale. Halfbacks, Steve Kenner, Balwyn. Luke Williams, Knox. Stuart Kemperman from Noble Park. Centres, Marcus Carroll from East Burwood. Adam Parker from Scoresby. And Shane Clayton from Norwood. Half forwards, Chris Hogle from Scoresby. Ziggy Alwyn from Noble Park. Brad Murray from Blackburn. Forwards, Shane Allen from Noble Park. Jeff Gobles from Balwyn. Sorry, Gobsy. Brent English from Norwood. Followers, Robbie Ross from Vermont, Ryan Mullett from Vermont, and Rennie Gilchrist from Balwyn. Interchange, Michael King from South Croydon, John Milhausen from Balwyn, Shane Tregear from Balwyn, and Jonathan Wynn from Norwood. And the coach of the Division 1 SEN Team of the Year from Balwyn goes to Daniel Donati, and the captain is Ryan Mullett from Vermont. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the 2012 Division 1 SEN Team of the Year. And if the players, any of the players in the announced in the Team of the Year would like to come and collect their awards at the end of the ceremony, I think we'll have them up here. Is that right? Yep, we'll have them up here. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together one more time for everyone in either of the 4 divisions for the Team of the Year. All right. That's a very organised man that carries his own leg turnaround. I like his style. All right, time to invite the EFL Media Manager, Ben Waterworth, to interview a few members of the SEN Teams of the Year. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Ben Waterworth, everybody.
Thanks, Tom. And I'd like to call up from the Noble Park Football Club, Stewie Kepperman, and from Warrandyte, Tom Norton. Put your hands together for Tom and for Stu. I think you can all agree it's a star-studded Teams of the Year across all 4 divisions, and if you were able to coach any of these teams, I'm sure you'd have a plethora of options to choose from off the interchange bench as well. So we'll get Tommy and we'll get Stewie up. Tommy Norton, good to see you. Second year in the row, Tommy, that you've been the captain of the SEN Division 3 Team of the Year. How does that sit with you?
Oh, it's terrific. It's just nice to be recognised by all the coaches and with, you know, some terrific players obviously in that side, and to be named captain obviously is just icing on the cake. So it's yeah, I'm very humble but very, very happy with it. So it's terrific.
Interesting season for Warrandyte this year. Really had a struggle at the start of the season, but sort of got a little bit of late momentum towards the end of the season, and must be giving you some good signs, I think, for 2013.
Yeah, it was. We had a lot of new players at the start of the year, and we just took a little while to, you know, come together, I guess, as that, you know, we're not the first club to have that problem. So yeah, you know, we sort of clicked halfway through the year. I think we sort of won more than we lost in the back half, and, you know, hopefully, you know, I think all the boys are sticking around again, so we can add a couple more players and you know, reload for next season. So looking forward to it, I guess. Yeah.
Who was your toughest opponent in 2012?
Well, probably we had a tough day against well, a couple of teams. Baroni absolutely smashed us in the first quarter up there. That was a tough game. North Ringwood's always hard out there. You know, we felt like we played pretty well, but still lost by 10 or 12 goals. So you know, they won it for a reason. So probably North Ringwood, yeah. All
right. Do you have a tip? You've been around Division 3 for a number of years now. Do you have a tip for 2013 premiers already in Division 3?
I don't know. If we don't win it, maybe a club like Ringwood or you know, Glen Waverley obviously had a terrific season. So, you know, they're big bodies. I'm sure they'll be there again next year. So. Well,
ladies and gentlemen, if you've been following Division 3 football, you know that Tom Norton is a class act and thoroughly deserves the captaincy of this team of the year. Tom Norton, everyone. Stuart Kepman, named on the half-back flank from the Noble Park Football Club in the SEN Division 1 Team of the Year. Stu had the captaincy for the majority of the year this season because Craig Anderson obviously went down with that shoulder injury in the early parts of the season. How'd you find leading the Noble Park boys?
Yeah, it was a great honour. It was a shame that Craig went down with a shoulder. We certainly missed him, and it showed in the finals and the latter part of the year. We certainly needed his leadership out there, but yeah, certainly an honour to lead the boys out every week after he went down.
You lost a lot of players at the start of the season. I think that's pretty well known. Guys like Kyle Martin and Lockie Delahunty, and we all know about Tory Dixon at the Dogs as well. But did you go into the start of the season quite excited by a lot of new guys coming through? Tommy Wilkinson coming up, those kind of guys. Going into the season quite excited?
Yeah, certainly. We had an opportunity to blood some new players, and Wilco Chris Horton-Milne and Josh Ferguson as well got some opportunities, and they really stepped up and took them. So it's exciting, and we certainly believe we had what was needed to go far in the finals. It didn't eventuate, but that's the way we went into the season.
Now, one of our favourite players in the EFL media team is the Zig. We love Ziggy Orwin, named at centre-half forward in the team of the year. Can this guy get better?
I certainly think he can. He's a phenomenal talent. He's so athletic. He's got great hands and super skills. So I certainly think he can get better, and I certainly encourage him to challenge himself, and if he needs to go higher, and see how far he can go. Just
one final one. Mick Fogarty, a very well-respected coach, and obviously very well-respected by the playing group. Must love playing under him.
Yeah, Mick's a fantastic coach. He's certainly honest when he has his heart-to-hearts with you, but he's been a fantastic coach, not only at this league, but also in leagues prior. Winning the last 2 premierships as well just shows how good a coach he is, and all the boys love him, so we're certainly happy that he's signed on for next year as well.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Stuart Kempman named off the half-back line, the SEN Division 1 Team of the Year. Thanks, Stu. Thanks. I'd now like to invite, by the way, Graham Halbish, the EFL Chairman, couldn't be with us tonight. So to present all the Senior Best and Fairest Awards tonight, would you please welcome to the stage the Deputy Chairman of the EFL Board, Peter Bailey. Our first Best and Fairest Award that I will award will be the BJS Insurance Best and Fairest Award. We had 3 equal runners-up, all on 10 votes. From Scoresby, Kevin Garola, from Forest Hill, Travis Hughes, and from North Ringwood, Cameron Matthews. But the winner of the BJS Insurance Veterans Best and Fairest for season 2012, polling 13 votes, from Bayswater, Chris Tasich. Chris was tied on 10 votes coming into the final round, but polled a best on-ground performance against Upper Ferntree Gully to win the award. He played in 10 of the 11 games and was named in the best on 8 occasions. He finished 4th in the award last year and has been able to win the award this year. Chris Tasich, ladies and gentlemen. The Perth James Medal, the Division 4 Senior Best and Fairest. What we'll do now is we'll have a look at some of the minor placings from positions 4 to 10. And this will be headed by Hamish Hosking, who finished on 15 votes. Of course, named as the SEN Division 4 Ruckman. Also in there on 15 votes was Clinton King, who crossed over from the basin, crossed over to the basin, I should say, this season. And Christian Holsworth is up there as well. He did lead after round 9 and ended up polling 13 votes. So well done to those players up on the screen. We had equal runners-up in the Division 4 Best and Fairest, both known vote getters. Finishing on 18 votes from Forest Hill, Ryan Clark, and from Nunawading, Adam Bolcherwaite. But the winner of the 2012 Perth James Medal for the Division 4 Senior Best and Fairest, finishing on 19 votes, from the Basin, Max Kruger. I ask you to turn your attention to the screen. Let's watch some of Max's highlights for season 2012. Maxi, the Basin, 18 wins from 18 games, and now you sit here at Division 4, 16 wins from 16 games, and then 2 games in the final series as well. And now you're at Division 4 Best and Fairest. Pretty much the perfect way to cap off the perfect season.
Yeah, it was a good year. can't ask much more than that, I guess. The premiership, been in the club for a long time, so it's great to get in this, I guess, just a bit of a bonus.
You just said you've been at the club a long time. All your life have been at down at the Basin?
Under 9s. What
does it mean to you to play with the guys at the Basin? A lot of younger guys, but also a lot of experienced guys as well.
Yeah, it's been real good. I've watched the seniors for a long time. They've been close for about 10 years, I think, or since we've come down from 3rd. And yeah, as I said, we've been close, and there's a lot of homegrown people there as well. And doing it with them and the rest of the boys that have come along, all great blokes, has been great.
You had a pretty good polling season last year. We were up there in the top 10 last year as well. We were able to cap it off, obviously, this year. What's the secret to your consistency?
I think it's maybe the blonde hair. Yes.
Do you reckon you turned a few umpires' eyes?
Chance, yeah.
Now, just on this, a haircut anytime soon, or happy with what you're going with at the moment?
Yeah, I was. And I was looking in the mirror before I came in tonight, and I thought I probably should have got a haircut, but yeah, not anytime soon.
Looking forward to Division 3 next season?
Yeah, it should be good. I know all the boys are looking forward to a challenge, and everyone seems to be sticking around. Hopefully there might be a few new faces, and Michael Glassbar, the coach, is sticking around as well, which will definitely help us for next year.
Any final thank yous to family, clubs?
Yeah, obviously to the club. They've been great to me. It's all the players. This year, they've all been great. All the old blokes, a lot of young blokes as well. A lot of friends have been real good. I guess to the EFL and to the umpires.
To the umpires, most importantly. Max Kruger, your Division 4 Senior Best and Fairest for 2012. Thanks. Let's move on to the Paul Edie Medal, which is for the Division 3 Senior Best and Fairest Award. Let's have a look at some of the minor placings to start off with. And you'll see at the top of the list coming up now, Darren Dewar. Now, Darren didn't have a vote until round 8, but he scored 3 best on grounds in 4 games and finished with 15 votes. Also up there, as he usually is, Kane Magamez. He's still chasing that elusive 3rd Best and Fairest medal, which grants him EFL legend status. And Fee Tutu, he led after round 9 with 13 votes, but only polled 1 vote for the rest of the season. Once again, we've got equal runners-up in the Senior Best and Fairest. Finishing on 17 votes. From Ringwood, Trent Farmer, and from the Glen Waverley Hawks, Wayne McGee. Some say Trent Farmer's the best player in Division 3. I've talked to a number of coaches, while many thought that Sam Zickman would be the guy to take home the award for the Glen Waverley Hawks, but Wayne did poll 17 votes. But the winner of the Paul Edie Medal for season 2012 for the Division 3 Senior Best and Fairest, finishing on 21 votes from North Ringwood, Jack Whelan. Bet your eyes to the screen. Let's watch some of Jack's highlights.
And I know I said it a million times, but I'll only stay with you one more night. Try to tell you no, but my body keeps on telling you yes. I try to tell you stop, but your lipstick got me so out of breath. I'll be waking up in the morning, probably hating myself, and I'll be waking up feeling satisfied but guilty as hell. But baby, there you go again, making me love you, Yeah, I stopped using my head, let it all go, Got you stuck on my body like a...
Before I ask Jack some questions, I just want to explain what North Ringwood have achieved tonight. They've done the triple. They've won the under-19s, the reserves, and the senior best and fairest. Jack also won the leader young gun earlier on in the night, and they had 4 players in the SEN Team of the Year, and Brett Moyle was also named the coach, and they obviously won the BJS Club Champion for Division 3. Not a bad night if you're from the North Ringwood Football Club. But Jack, special night for the family, would have thought. What, Mum and Dad, I understand, are overseas at the moment?
They're over in Italy at the moment, so they missed out. But lucky night for the family. Definitely wasn't expecting it.
Tell us about Division 3 Grand Final Day in 2011. You weren't selected in the senior side for that day, but you played in the Colts and you won the premiership. You also got a best on ground for that game. Was that a line in the sand for you, that you just missed out, and did it really motivate you to do even better things this year?
Yeah, no, I was definitely disappointed with how the season, or the home and away season finished up in the seniors. I played with those boys for most of the year and was disappointed with how they finished. But luckily enough, I won a premiership with the Colts. And yeah, definitely from there, look forward and then, just try my best and put my head down and just try to, have a big year the next year, and it's paid off now.
We definitely had a big year because you're also the club's leading goal kicker during the home and away season as well. Where were you predominantly playing this year? Were you playing in the midfield or as a forward pocket or rotating between the two?
I think it started off as midfield, rotating forward, rotating midfield, and then towards the end of the year, predominantly forward, and luckily got a few cheapies over the back towards the end of the year, which helped out for sure.
Now, brother Sam obviously won the under-19s Best and Fairest earlier. Is there room for two Whelans in the senior side next year?
I don't know. You'd have to ask the coach. He's sitting over there somewhere, I think.
And just any final thank yous as you get the award?
Firstly, thanks to all the boys at the club. Obviously, you couldn't get something like this without all the other players at the club and the coach and all the committee and stuff like that, and their mum and dad overseas, obviously. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Means a lot.
Very humble winner, Jack Whelan, your Paul Edie medalist for 2012. As we push on to the Division 2 Senior Best and Fairest, the Kenneth Wright Medal. In the minor placings, as we're about to see, Chris Jones finished in 4th spot with 17 votes. He was the leader after round 9. He was also named centre half back in the SEN Division 2 Team of the Year. Also up there with 15 votes, Matty Polkinghorn. A lot of favourites, a lot of people were tipping him before the start of tonight. Incredibly consistent season. And Matty Watts from the Waverley Blues is up there yet again. He just polls and polls every year. He won the medal back in 2009. And just a quick one, Adam G from Mulgrave is their leading vote getter in season 2012. Many thought Tim Knowles would poll well, but well done to Adam G, apparently a very smooth-moving player on the field. In 3rd place for the Kenneth Wright Medal for season 2012, finishing on 18 votes from Rowville, Matty Stanley. Matty booted 32 goals throughout the season and really did have a hot streak during the middle of 2012. Our runner-up, finishing on 23 votes, from Montrose, Dean Stephen. Montrose captain had 6 best on grounds during the 2012 year. He played every game and really did take his performance to another level in season 2012. But the winner of the Kenneth Wright Medal for season 2012, the Division 2 Senior Best and Fairest, with 24 votes, from Bayswater, Joel Galvin. Watch the screen as we see some of Joel's highlights throughout the year.
The ending is just the beginning, repeating. The ending is just the beginning, repeating. Everything goes away but comes back someday. The ending is just the beginning, repeating. We're not always survivors. There are no guarantees. We have our drink, we drink to our health. And I'm like you, so have one on me. We're getting tired of waiting, and the rain always comes with the storm.
Joel trailed Dean Stephen by 2 votes going into the final round, but kicked 3 goals and polled 3 votes to win the medal by 1 vote. Joel, the next best Bayswater player who polled was Dave Burmeister with 6 votes. Now, over the years, Bernie Deneen's taken a lot of votes off you. Do you credit Bernie for your win this year?
Definitely he's had some part in my football so far. He's a super player and a super coach. Definitely obviously helps not having him next to me, and I get a bit more credit probably where he's gone. We've sort of changed a few things, and probably a massive thing to Neil Winnerton for probably giving me the captaincy and really putting a big emphasis on my season this year, and obviously he's turned me into a goal-kicking midfielder instead of just a midfielder.
Well, that was my next question about enjoying the captaincy this season. Obviously, you got the captain, but now the number one midfield man as well. Have you enjoyed that challenge?
I've absolutely loved being captain of our great football club. Neil obviously sat me down in sort of December or November and sort of put it on me if I wanted to be it, as Brent Jane had a kid during the year, and sort of he pushed for me to go for it as well. I've loved every minute of it. I love leading the boys out every week, and it's part of it's a Galvin, Dad's been there, I'm there, and two brothers there. It's great to run out with leading them every week, plus the 21 brothers I run with every Saturday.
Your dad won the Best and Fairest medal in 1980, 81 and 82. Now you're a Best and Fairest winner as well. How does that sit with you?
Yeah, no, it's a humble experience right now. It's incredible to win my first, obviously, Best and Fairest at Bayswater last year, to have my name up next to his, and obviously now to have it up next to his again, it's a great experience. I can't describe it in words, pretty much.
The media team saw Bayswater a couple of times this year, and what we all noticed was that you seem more like a complete player. You've developed your inside game, we think, a fair bit, as well as your outside game, and you said beforehand that you've kicked a lot more goals this year. Was that a big emphasis going into 2012, just really spreading the load?
Probably injury-wise too. I haven't had a lot of injuries this year, where previous years I have. I played the first time I've ever played the whole footy season without an injury. Obviously, Neil's probably put a few more strings to my bow with my goal kicking. Probably Neil once again with getting tagging roles, and obviously Burmy taking the taggers every week. It definitely helps not getting a tagger every week with those two in the side.
What does Bayswater need to do to go to the next step? Because you've been up in the finals for a number of years now. What do you need to do to get to a Division 1?
We're probably just a big fella away, probably a key position player. We've got a very good back line. If we can get, obviously, Brent Jane up and about again, and either into the ground, we need another probably 2 or 3 of him, and we'd probably challenge every side. Would probably be, having a crack at First Division by now if we had 3 or 4 of him. But probably definitely a key forward. I think we're after one at the moment, and hopefully we can snag one in the next couple of weeks or months and really help us for next year.
You've thanked Neil Winterton a fair bit, but anyone else you'd like to thank?
I can't thank him enough, pretty much. Obviously, Mum and Dad, I can't thank those two enough. Previous coaches, Bernie, I can't talk enough about. Obviously, the Rover boys are going to agree. Mark Hardy, I don't think I'd be the player I am today without him. All my teammates, they're awesome. They're a great bunch of blokes.
Very deserving winner of the Kenneth Wright medal. Ladies and gentlemen, Joel Galvin. Any Joel. Thanks, mate. Well, the big one. We've only got one more award left for tonight's proceedings, and it is, of course, the Sir Gilbert Chandler Medal for the Division 1 Senior Best and Fairest Player. Let's have a look at some of the minor placings from positions 4 to 10. And leading the way with 15 votes, Ashraf Davies from Lilydale and Brent English from Norwood. Brent kicked 28 goals for the season. Charlie Hendry with 14 votes. Once again, Baldwin's leading vote getter. He's a bit of a known vote getter. And Marcus Carroll from East Burwood had an outstanding start to 2012, so good to see him up there. Finishing in third place for the Sir Gilbert Chandler Medal for 2012 with 18 votes from Scoresby, Luke Van Reenen. Luke came home very strong, polling in each of the last 6 games. And some say unlucky to miss the Team of the Year. The runner-up, finishing on 23 votes, from Knox, Luke Williams. The Knox skipper finished third, won his 3rd consecutive club best and fairest, and polled in 13 out of 18 matches this season, an incredibly consistent year. But the winner of the Sir Gilbert Chandler Medal for season 2012, finishing on 27 votes, from Vermont, Ryan Mullett. If you'd like to watch the screen, let's see some of Ryan's highlights for this year. course, Ryan won the Chandler medal back in season 2010, so 2 Chandler medals in 3 years. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Better season this year than in 2010, Ryan?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're probably a long way off, I suppose, last season. So to be back up there playing finals was, it was really exciting.
What about you individually? Better this year than 2010?
It's hard to say. Probably more enjoyable, most of all. 2010, we just missed out the finals, I think, again. So to be back playing finals footy, I've just enjoyed being there and pushing myself under KB this year. So, yeah, overall, probably just more enjoyable.
In the late 20s now, but you just seem to be getting, certainly from the media team's perspective, you seem to be getting better and better each year. Do you have a secret?
No, not. There's no secret, definitely. Probably, I'm pretty sort of anal the way I'd sort of recover and look after myself, I suppose, in that regard. So hopefully get a couple more years left. Don't know if I'm really getting better, but I sort of, maybe consistency sort of try to aim for. So yeah, it's been good.
And one thing that's been mentioned, Rob mentioned this beforehand, a lot of younger guys at Vermont this year. We think of Lockie Johns and Xavier Barry-Murphy and those kind of guys. For you being a senior player, must be really exciting to have those younger guys coming through and playing great senior footy.
Yeah, like I can't speak highly enough of the young kids. They've come through and had an immediate impact. We were probably looking as to where those young kids were coming from at some stage, but they've all come through. They're all really good mates, and most of all, they've actually played really well in a final series and really well in a grand final. And these kids are only sort of 19, 18 years of age. So some great signs for the footy club. Looking forward to them progressing.
Pretty disappointing feelings a couple of Saturdays ago against Bourne, and Mark O'Regan was again on your tail once again. One of your toughest opponents this year, Mark?
We didn't have a good day as a team against them round 2. He's very fit and he's very tight. Very disciplined. So, he's certainly the one that did a good job.
What does Vermont have to do to win the Division 1 premiership next year?
Well, I mean, we're close, which is a good sign, a really good sign. And I mean, the kids are going to get better. We're probably going to be a couple of forwards short by the way the grand final looked, unfortunately. So
yeah, have you got an update on Tommy Carmody and Jared Dalton?
Jared Dalton's done his ACL, and Tommy Carmody's done everything. He's broken both bones, ankle dislocation, at least 12 months, unfortunately. So 2 key forwards down. I'd imagine we'll have to look for a couple of them. But we have got some good kids coming through, and I'm sure KB's going through that sort of stuff now as to what we need. We're not far away, so we'll just keep pushing.
What's it like to play for Vermont and to keep on running out for the purple and gold jumper? Such a prestigious history.
Yeah, I can't speak highly enough of the club. They're very, very professional, really professional. I've enjoyed being captain there for my time so far, and they just do things really, really well. And we had a couple of years we missed the finals, and they don't like that too much, so the way we've responded has been really good.
Any final thank yous?
First of all to Vermont Football Club and to Chris Barlow. Having him in this year, we've worked really well together this year, so looking forward to the future there and the playing list. They're currently on the footy trip now, so they'll be having a good night.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you would agree that Ryan Mullett, certainly a deserving winner of the Chandler medal. He's second in 3 years. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Mullett. Thanks for coming on. Cheers. That's it from me for this evening, and congratulations to all the Best and Fairest award winners. I'd like to pass back over to Tom Seagate, who will close up this evening's proceedings. Thank you.
Well, let's hear it also for Ben Waterworth, doing a great job. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thus ends the formal part of the evening. But first of all, I'd like to just thank all the sponsors. The 9 News, who got a mention in John Fleming's one of his songs, which is they do a great job. Lavinia, 3 votes in my book. Acacia, BJS Insurance, Bendigo Community Bank, Bogues Draft, Connect East, Ferntree Gully Holden, Trojan Tools, and SEN 1116 and Yarra Valley Water. So let's hear it for all the sponsors. And as I said, that ends the formal part of the proceedings. But you're all more than welcome to head out there. They're going to keep keep serving up the beers, bit more food, the band's going to play. It's a bit of a sausage fest out there, but it's still going to be a great night. Just make sure you get up there and enjoy. And please, one more time, put your hands together. Let's hear it for everyone else who won an award tonight. Thank you.
It's not fair, you know, and I know better. 1, 2, 3.